One here, Nnamdi Kanu to address European Parliament on September 10th. IPOB Media. Nnamdi Kanu to address European Parliament on September 10th. Most herdsmen arrested on Igbo land are foreigners. Most herdsmen arrested in Igbo land are foreigners, Governor Ohanaeze. Soldiers killed vigilante. Soldiers killed vigilante, freeze arrested herdsmen in Edo. That's from Punch newspaper. Soldiers killed vigilante and freeze arrested herdsmen in Edo. Buhari does not know where he kept his WAEC results, coming from Lai Mohammed. Buhari does not know where he kept his WAEC result, Lai Mohammed. That's from Daily Post. The next one, federal government approves Ebonyi International Airport project. Federal government approves Ebonyi International Airport project. And the last one here, Port Harcourt Mosque demolition. Sultan calls for caution and restraint, from Vanguard. Port Harcourt Mosque demolition. The Sultan of Sokoto calls for caution and restraint. So these are the headlines we'll be able to discuss this morning. So I hope you must have invited your friends. You must have finished sharing this program. So we go into details. We go into the analysis. The first one, xenophobia. Ohanaeze calls for retaliatory measures on South Africa. Ohanaeze calls for retaliatory measures. The Apex Igbo Sociocultural Organization, Ohanaeze Ndigbo, worldwide, has called on the federal government to take retaliatory measures against the Republic of South Africa for the xenophobic attacks on Nigerians and other Africans. Ohanaeze, in a statement by its President General Nnamdi on Friday, described as provocative and criminal the persistent xenophobic attacks on Nigerians and other Africans in the Republic of South Africa. Wada said the attacks smack of absolute ingratitude on the part of a country Nigeria sacrificed so much for, adding that instead of allowing it to promote divisive local conversations, government should seize the opportunity to dramatize our unity of purpose. The Ohanaeze leader said, the federal government must be courageous enough to announce retaliatory measures that will make it clear that enough is enough. Such measures must address specific South African assets in Nigeria, especially in the communication, oil, banking, and aviation sectors. Not to do so will portray us as weak, encourage a recurrence of these dastardly attacks in the future, and leave us a deeply angry and divided nation. Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide is anxious to see the federal government do the right thing this time around, he said. Okay, we already have Mazi Elvis with us on email. Hello, Mazi, good morning from here.
Good morning, and my honest man, Victor, saying good morning. I thank Kabema for making it possible for us to jam again together here in the studio and the difference listening. So I am saying thank you very much for welcoming me. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so Mazi, Victor, let's go straight to this, to what I just read. Ohanaeze asking the federal government to retaliate the attack, the xenophobic attack on Nigerians. What's your take? You think it's a welcome development?
Okay, well, thank you very much, Madam Ngozi, for that question. What I will have to say in this very issue here is I'm going to come from a controversial angle this time around, because there's one adage that our people used to say, you know, in our local dialect, that that is to say that charity begins at home, because a lot of our people have been killed back home, and they have never called for a retaliatory measures to be taken against the zoo federal government. Now you are going to display your stupidity to the rest of the world so that people will come and call you a good person. Let us even start from home before we go over to South Africa. You know, a lot of our people have been killed, and we are still being killed on a daily basis. They killed IPOB members. I think you read that yesterday, the number of people that was recorded killed only in Biafran land, almost approximately 2,000 plus human being. If you bring them in one, there are some local government that can't even produce up to 2,000 persons. Now you killed about 2,000 persons going forward, and you have never even called for a sanction. You have never even called all the Igbos together. You claim to be Ohanaeze Igbo, and you cannot even bring all the Igbos together and begin to see what concerns us as things that matters to you most. Now you are calling for yes, I support a retaliatory measure to be taken, because the world we are in now is a cruel world. We are, you know, the world is no longer balanced again, because I keep saying it that the world operates on a delicate balance. That very delicate balance means that a lot of things have to, you know, go wrong, you know, in order for it to go right. You know, so if we are to, you know, take this thing from a proper perspective, let us even begin at home, because Nigeria is a country that kills its own citizens. Like I would say before, they kill their own citizens, they kill people here, and, you know, everybody move about their business. Nobody seems to condemn it. You know, a lot of people is going on here. We allowed it, so that is why it is very, very easy for South Africa. Because if the South African, what they are doing to the Biafrans, I've never seen them do that to a Chinese. I've never seen them do that to any white people in their land. That goes a long way to tell you, because those white people, they value if South Africa eventually touch any Chinese, or they touch any Indian or any American, and we do that, they are xenophobic nonsense to any of those incidents, those citizens. They know what is the repercussion of doing such a thing. But because they know that Nigerians don't value the life of a human being, they don't value their own people, that is why they have the temerity to do all of that. Because if they should do that kind of a thing to the Americans, they know now only one nuclear bomb will wipe them out in 1 second. So because Nigeria is a useless country, so people don't value it. So for him to let him come home and start speaking that nonsense, then that's when we'll take him serious. So for him to go out and say federal government should take retaliatory measures so that we'll fight for one Nigeria, it is still going back to the same thing, putting a square peg in a round hole, so it doesn't fit. Let him come home and treat the issue we have at home. Fulani are in our backyard. They are parading everywhere in Biafran land. There is no state now that is in Biafran land now. You will not see handful of Fulani herdsmen killing and raping our women every day. So let him come and condemn those ones at home. Let him come and urge the people, even if he's not going to tell the federal government to do so, let him come and tell the Biafrans at home that they should retaliate against the Fulani herdsmen. That is when we begin to take him serious. But if he jump out to go and tell the federal government to retaliate against the South African, I still see it as a mere a mere statement. I mean, a statement that doesn't hold any water, so I don't take him serious for that. Thank you very much. All
right, thank you so much. Mazi Elvis, what's your take also on that, calling on federal government to retaliate the xenophobic attack on Nigerians coming from Ohanaeze Igbo? Not just that the message was passed, but because of the angle it's coming from. What do you think?
My sister, what I have to say towards this is that though we must say something concerning that, concerning some certain issues to let our people know. We are those of them that kind of gather to self-acclaimed certain positions, claiming to protect our people or claiming to protect or kind of speak on behalf of our people. We have to kind of educate our people where those people are driving at. But for me, you will understand that these very people always react when it comes to the things of Nigeria. They react on everything that has to do with Nigeria and not Biafrans. So, and the Igbos, they are being attacked is just a mere cacophony. It's just a kind of an advert that advocates for them connected to the federal government to collect and steal for their selfish aggrandizement. So this is, speaking of on behalf of this, is like drinking Panadol on another man's head, because they agitating for Nigeria. And if I should say anything concerning that, it's like my own waste of time, because these people we are talking about has been banned by the leadership of the IPOAB long ago, before the general prescribement of the governors and the other politicians. So they are as good as dead. I don't remember last time I kind of speak or talk or say something concerning them. So they make no sense to me, as long as they are saying things and they believe in one Nigeria. And we should check the angle where the very person is coming from. And the rest of the elites and the politicians from their very jurisdictions, what are they saying? They are speaking with one voice of Nigeria. So there are people that are kind of existing and operating from the cage. So mentioning their name on this very platform, they're kind of trying to deliberate or make sense out of nonsense from all this stupidity that has come from Iberiberism of these affiliations is a kind of waste much of our time. But we have to educate our people. Most of them that are saying Ohanaeze, number one is translate that Ohanaeze. Google it, translate it in English. In the Igbo phrase, Ohanaeze means a criminal that everybody is afraid of. Somebody that has an ulterior motive, that is Obatosu. Any place he enters, there will be problem. If there is peace there, they will scatter it. So people that bear such names, Ohanaeze, which means they don't have anything to offer you, rather than everybody will be afraid of them. So thank you very much. This is how far I will go for now.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Let's look at the next one here. Okay, the next one. Why Buhari government won't end relationship with South Africa despite attacks. Minister Onyama. The federal government on Friday declared that it won't sever diplomatic relationship with South Africa despite the renewed xenophobic attacks on Nigerians. Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyama made the disclosures when he appeared before the Senate Committee on Diaspora at the National Assembly. Onyama said taking such action would not be in the interest of Nigerians in South Africa, adding that Nigeria would consider other options apart from diplomatic ties severance to resolve the ongoing crisis. He said, "We are not thinking to the stage of diplomatic ties called off. There are various options. We are not by any means at a stage where we are breaking diplomatic relations with South Africa. We just met with the Senate Committee to review the situation with regard to South Africa, and we looked at all the possible options, we analyzed the possible causes, and agreed on a roadmap going forward." The minister also disclosed that the special envoy President Muhammadu Buhari sent to South Africa would return to the country on Saturday. He added, "Mr. President has dispatched a special envoy to South Africa who will be holding discussions with the South African government at the very highest level. He should be back tomorrow. That will now give the government the basis for further action. In the meantime, the government is very much on top of the situation. We know for a fact that no Nigerian life has been lost. So we are extremely concerned to ensure that there will be adequate compensation for property that have been damaged. We know that a Nigerian airline is putting a plane at the disposal of most Nigerians that wish to take the opportunity to leave South Africa. This is purely voluntary, but we are particularly determined to make sure that this crisis does not reoccur. It has been happening for far too long. It's becoming almost endemic. So with the distinguished senators are helping with some of the options that we may have to ensure that this will be the last time we will ever be meeting to talk about Nigerians attacked in South Africa and to take definitive measures." What do you think, considering the fact that the man in Nasoro claimed to have met with President Cyril Ramaphosa in Japan?
Through Photoshop. Well, the truth of the matter, my sister, is that all those things, okay, just look at the two article down. Here we have Ohanaeze Ndoshi, Ndi Igbo, Ndi Arurala, advising the federal government to take a retaliatory measure. And now we have another type of idiot. I don't know if his own idiocy is refined or not refined. also taking another, making another statement or speaking on behalf of the federal government, Geoffrey Onyama, that he should they are not going to sever the diplomatic ties with the South Africa. Now, all these things goes a long way to tell you that our people have a dark soul. They are wicked. They are evil. How are you going to negotiate on the blood of your own people? I know that the love of one Nigeria, the love of crude oil is the root of one Nigeria, because all those things, as long as the oil keep running, because South Africa is one of their biggest buyer recently, biggest crude oil buyers, and so as a result of that, they don't want to lose that very market, and they have other this thing they are gaining in one way or the other, even at the detriment of their own indigenous people. So that goes a long way to tell you that we don't have leaders. What we have is misleaders. We have Geoffrey Onyama, we have Ohanaeze Ndigbo saying something different, and also and the worst part of it is that these Fulani herdsmen, they know how to, use our own people, in order to give us a bad image, because had it been this statement is coming from an Hausa man or Yoruba man, it would have been it would have been easy for me to understand and flow with it. But these two statements now, sounding so controversial to each other, coming from people we supposedly claim to be Igbo, it goes a long way to tell us that our people need something. We need to take a distinctive measure in order to make sure we liberate ourselves from all these useless people who will call misleaders, because they have been misleading our people. One of them is there misleading people from this part of the world, and the other one is over there also misleading our people. So it is very, very sad indeed that, at this particular point in time, somebody like Geoffrey Onyama is so insensitive to the blood of people that we have lost in this very fight. At the end of the day, we lost a lot of people in South Africa, and we have some people, we have people who lost their relative, we have people who lost their friends, we have a lot of people who can attest, who have evidence of how their people got killed. Now, for him to come out and say nobody was killed, it is very, very insensitive. That is very, very devilish coming from him, somebody who is supposed to stand and speak on behalf of the people. But because of one or two things he's going to gain at the end of the day, because of his selfish reasons and achieving his own personal frivolities, he will not speak out. So it is very, very bad and very, very pathetic indeed. That is why it is very, very important for our people to understand that all these people we call leaders or misleaders, they are not there to represent us. What they are there is for their own selfish interests. They are there for their own stomach. They are there for their own family. They don't care about you because their own family is not involved. So that is why they can come out and tell you that nobody was killed. Obviously, Kwesili was there recently in order to represent her own stupidity, because none of her family members were killed. So this is exactly what the zoo can offer you. The zoo can never offer you anything good. It only offer you evil. The zoo called Nigeria doesn't care at all for its own people. They don't care about the well-being of their own people. They don't care about their citizens. What they care for is their own selfish gain, what they will stand to gain at the end of the day. All the politicians you are sending there to represent you are not there to represent you. They are representing their stomach. That is why, in a time like this, what is wrong in severing the relationship, at least for now, in order to calm the tension or to even save more people from dying? What is wrong in taking a major step that will make the South African government to sit up? Because I know that this very xenophobic attack was proudly sponsored by the South African government itself. Even their president have even come out to say it. From the video we played last time, you can see it vividly clear that this man doesn't want any a fellow black foreigner in his own country. He's completely, enraged with the kind of success our people are making. And it is high time for our people in South Africa to begin to come back home. It is high time for them to begin to, forget about what all these leaders are saying and begin to put themselves together. That is why we keep calling you to come and be a partaker of what we are doing in IPOAB. Come and be part of this very movement so that we can save you, because all these leaders cannot save you. Now they are negotiating with your blood all over again. They are negotiating with your life. What they are negotiating now with the South African government is with your blood, is with your life. They are trying to do the best they can to make sure that the relationship continues to go. They make sure the oil continues to flow, so that even if 100 people dies in one day, as long as that oil connection is still there, they don't care. So it is very, very pathetic indeed, and it must be condemned by all and sundry. Thank you very much, my
Thank
sister.
you so much. Thank you. All right, our viewers, in case you're just joining us, this is still Sunrise Early News Analysis on Biafra Television, and we are here to expose the evil going on in the contraption called Nigeria and to ensure that Biafra is restored finally. And of course, we want to solicit for a sponsorship, for a partnership to ensure that this program keeps going. We want to ensure that Sunrise Daily News keeps running morning and night. So please, whichever way you can, whatever you can do to make it a reality, please contact us on WhatsApp, contact us on our phone line, contact us on Facebook and Skype, so that we will discuss with you. Then whichever way you can, if you want to partner with someone else to, you know, get us a gadget, that would be nice. If you want to assist individually, financially or materially, whichever one, it's also a welcomed one. So please reach to us and be of help to this project, so that in the end Biafra will be restored. All right, still on that, Mazi Elvis, what's your take with the stand of the federal government of Nigeria saying they are not going to sever ties with South Africa? And do you really think it's okay to sever ties with them because of the xenophobic attack?
My sister, I will like to answer this very question from another perspective angle.
Okay.
And later I will return back to the question. Number one is that I've been wondering, and I've been I have been committing some certain steps and some certain issues that has been happening concerning the order being given to IPOAB worldwide. Because this very summit that just happened recently, I think some days ago, where BA supposedly spoke out from, despite the xenophobia that was going on. I expected most of the IPOB in South Africa to because they knew the venue and they are aware of the invitations and the name that has been coming against people, deemed fit to arrive in South Africa to have the summit. And I expected some reactions from that place, in which I didn't see anything. But that is, by the way, number one. Then number two is that Nigeria is coming up to say that they are going to take some measures. I want to tell you from the news you read, number one is that they lied in the first place. They said that Nigerian airline, do Nigeria have airline? Nigeria does not have any air carrier. Their air carrier has been compounded, taken over by the Britain since, I think, since 1982 up to today. Nigeria lost their airline carrier. So for them to come up to tell you that the Nigerian airline is going to go to South Africa to evacuate those of them, that is the deceit of the highest order. That's number one. Then number two, you should have listened to Sibanjo and is it this boy man saying that the issue they are having, that's listen, the country that has a problem with another country based on their individuals and their citizens that have been attacked on another man's country, being Africa. What you are telling the government of that very country to react with what they said is that the problem you are facing with those of your indigenes that reside in South Africa is that most of them are invalid, that most of them don't have passport, that most of them don't have any credential. Does the evacuation has anything to do with passport at that very moment of problem that is on ground? Do you have to tell the federal government, the government of South Africa, that these people are not valid? then, and at the same time, you are saying you are sending a Nigerian airline to South Africans to evacuate them, and at the same time, telling the South Africans that those of them, which means you don't have any intention, you don't have any kind of ability or plan of going to South Africa to bring those people back to their country, being Nigeria. You know, so and we are kind of looking at some certain things that they said that they're going to take some measures diplomatically. These diplomatical step on measures they are taking is not all about any other thing, but about renewal of the legality of their stealing and their kind of money laundering on some properties they have in South Africa, because even they have the people's at heart. They don't need to tell the South Africans that these people are not valid. When South Africa have not said so, it must be South Africans that has to say that your people residing in my country are not legal and they are not legit. They don't have the legitimate rights or documents to stay in that very country. But now reverse was the case. It was the country that need to evacuate their people that are in danger, and is now coming on air to tell you that these people are invalid. Now at the same time telling you that they will send Nigerian airline to evacuate them. Which of the airline? They should stop deceiving themselves. And the what they call it, the special advisor or the police chief of staff of South Africa and said it verbatim. We made it openly, and none of the governmental parastatals in Nigeria has condemned what this very man said. The video, we played the clips here, they had it. The man said that the problem they have in their country is what they call it, is a foreigners, in which Nigerians are the major role, they play major role in it, that the South Africans are kind of, that they have right to exercise, they do whatever thing they want to do against the foreigners, and Nigerians are here chewing their mouth, they send people here, they send this is fabricated fallacy, they are all lying, you know. So this is what I want to tell our people. Don't just expect Nigeria, because Nigeria cannot send anything, any man. They are only coming there with the diplomats to work with the renewal of the documents or the practice they have in their place to secure it. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, let's look at the next one. Nnamdi Kanu to address European Parliament on September 10th. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, has been invited to the European Parliament in Belgium to address the issue of IPOB agitation and Biafra freedom. He wrote this on his official Twitter page. I have graciously accepted the invitation of a few members of the European Parliament to address the burning issue of IPOB agitation and what a new Biafra means for Africa. I look forward to leading hardcore IPOB family members in Europe to this historic encounter. Venue, European Parliament building, Brussels, and the date is 10th of September. Mazi, Victor, what's your take? What does it entails, or what does it speak of regarding the struggle, the stage of the struggle, where we are heading?
Okay, well, from my own perspective, it is a very welcome development. It's another feather that is added to our cap, even though sometimes a lot of people, what they expect, they don't care to know the efforts you put in to achieve a particular thing. What they mostly cared for is to see the result of that thing you are doing, because when we keep telling them that what we are doing in IPOB, not just Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone, the entire family of IPOB scattered all over the world. What we are doing is resonating all over the world and is shaking the world. Even those who pretend not to know are beginning to realize, they are beginning to admit it, because some people, they know the truth but they don't want to admit it. They pretend about it all they can, but we have been able to resound it all over again. Even in the zoo, remember something like let's say 8 or 10 years ago, nobody talks about Biafra. If you want to talk about Biafra, you whisper, and some people, when you tell them Biafra, they will say, what are you talking about? What is Biafra? What is the meaning of Biafra? But nobody will come out now to tell you that I don't know what the IPOB means or what Biafra means. So that is to tell you how determined we are. So talking about the invitation to our leader to come and address the European Parliament, I know it was always going to happen. it's just going to take a little time for it to happen. But of course, and I believe that after he must have gone there and come back, things will never remain the same. And those who still doubt our result, those who don't believe in what IPOB is doing, if they don't believe this time around, maybe they will never believe until Biafra comes. So it's a very it's a very kind of it's a mile, I mean another mile step, you know, towards our freedom, because addressing European Parliament is, I mean, come on, is something very wonderful. And of course, for those people in the zoo who called us terrorists and all of that, you know, for the European Parliament, you know, which is one of the most powerful bodies we have in the world, to invite a terrorist to come and speak in their address their parliamentarians, that goes a long way to tell you that Nigeria is completely destroyed. Because I have never seen them invite Jubril from Sudan ever since he got into power, or even when the original Buhari was alive. They have never even invited him to come to that very hallowed chamber to come and address them. Now they are inviting a terrorist. So I'm very, very proud to be part of that very terrorist. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, Mazi Elvis, what do we expect after this great meeting? What do you think Biafrans should expect?
My expectation is a great transformation, great upliftment, great recognitions, and supernatural implementations, and total acceptance of Biafran agitations, fixing it into existence. Because our leader said that many people will be asleep and Biafra will come. When they wake up in the morning, they will hear it on the radio that Biafra has come to be, and they will still doubt you. Are you sure? It is sure, may have is you. But we are going there. Let me just tell you, there is nothing on earth that can stop the Biafra restoration existence, because the system we are using has never been used before. That is why whatever the zoo try to do is, whatever thing they do, they kind of lead us to the next level of divine connection. Because I saw on news where the zoo said they sent letter to EU secretary or whatever, that they should stop the invitations of the terrorists, that he is tantamount to global peace disturbance, that is disturbing the peace and unity of the world, that is a terrorist. But the United Nations did not say anything, and I saw on the news, but I'm not sure of it, where they said that the Germans recognize Biafrans 100%. So I am thanking all the departmental heads of IPOB, because we are not relenting and we are moving higher. You know, when you are recognized in Israel, the next step is Europe, then finally it will land to America. Then it's a done deal. So all those of them that are still asking stupid questions and calling us terrorists, I am one of the terrorists also. So they should continue, and we are moving higher. If terrorists is this all about this very level, terrorists that don't have gun, that don't have matches, that don't have any atomic bomb, only by kind of mouth, and at the same time it's being recognized and called to address, because then televisions and radio is one of the super radio, in Britain, that international committees recognize, and our leader has been interviewed there, and deputy also. So our Nigerians are not the same since the interview, and they will continue to be in a great chaos and confusions until they have been restored. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, we won't conclude this particular topic without getting to know the role you think EU can play in the restoration of Biafra. You know, a lot of people are lost on that. Do you think there is something EU can do to facilitate the restoration of Biafra?
Yes, my sister, there is a lot of things the European Union can do you know, to facilitate the restoration of Biafra, and they have done part of that, if I am to put it that way, because you know, let me even start from the onset. You know, by the time we would have a very big problem in this very struggle is that very time they attacked those terrorists, and they did everything they can in order to, you know, convince the EU chairman, what is the name of that man, Guterres, somebody, you know, in order to recognize IPOB, I mean, or to believe that IPOB is terrorist and all of that. But the man haven't done his own investigation, and from the antecedents of the IPOB, he recognized that these people are the most people, the most peaceful people in this very, I mean, the most peaceful agitators in this very planet Earth. He did not only recognize IPOB, he also kind of gave IPOB the tag of the most peaceful
freedom fighting organization
in the world, and proscribing them is like someone stopping the, I mean, the breath of fresh air. So what does that mean? That means that we, the indigenous people of Biafra, or we, the Biafrans that are scattered all over the Europe, because European Union, or the Europe you have today, was built by Biafrans. So they cannot do without us. Now, when you talk about the role they will play, just go and check the capital market and see the most strongest currency you have in the world. Apart from the fact that dollar is a kind of a universal kind of money, you cannot trade without it. But when you talk about a strong economy that is very strong, when you, in terms of kind of trade and investment, because that is what makes the world go around, you talk about Europe, you talk about Euro itself. So for the fact that they have seen that Biafra is going to be a very good market and a volatile market for them in the future, so I mean, it's not something they can lose or something they can miss. So they too have to, you know, play their own role in order to facilitate it by recognizing us. Okay, my brother is saying if he's not sure if the news is true or not. It is true, my brother Mazi. The German government recognize IPOB, they recognize Biafra, you know, as a, as a freedom fighting organization. They recognize us for who we are. That is why it is very, very easy now for you to, you know, get passage access, you know, through the European Union or any European country you want to go.
Even asylum,
if you are an asylum seeker, if you are an IPOB member, you can ask any IPOB family over there, they will tell you it is very, very easy. And do you know the worst part of it is that the Yoruba, the useless people that have been spitting on us all this while, they are now stealing from that very distance. So that is why I'm advising IPOB families all over Europe to also make sure they block all those loopholes. Some people are claiming to be IPOB and they are getting safe passage. Okay. So they are already playing the role for us. At least our people, they are now balanced. That is why they can attack. I mean, that is why they can question Ike Ekweremadu. And in spite of all the, do you know what it means messing Nigeria up? A whole giant of stupidity, or giant of Africa, if I should put it that way, for them to write a letter, make calls, do whatever, please arrest these people, arrest them, and they turn them down. Do you know that is the highest shame, that is the highest disgrace they would have ever faced in their life? So for them to also write this time around again to tell the European Union, don't invite a terrorist, it's like, I mean, I don't know the kind of adjective or how to describe that kind of a shamefulness. When you write to somebody who used to be your friend, look, proscribe this one, he's a devil, he's idiot and everything, and that person look at that other person you are condemning and see that that person is very clean, that person is not as bad as you are painting him, then it becomes a very big shame on your own person, because at the end of the day, you can't come out tomorrow to say anything. And now, IPOB, that you call terrorist organization, have proscribed the Nigerian government and every single one of them, all their politicians in abroad, in Europe. You cannot go to Europe now if you are if you are coming from Nigerian government. That, I mean, that goes a long way to tell you that these people, they have played a very vital role to, you know, I mean, establish our struggle for the rest of the world to see that you know, we are on the right track. And if they can recognize us, even if any other person did not recognize us, with them alone safe, our future is secured. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's look at the next one here. Most herdsmen arrested in Igbo land are foreigners. Southeast Governors Forum says herdsmen terrorizing, killing people and raping women in the region. AK-47 armed foreign herdsmen who do not speak Fufude, Hausa or English. The chairman of the forum, Governor Dave Umahi of Ebonyi State, stated this while journalists, after a closed-door meeting, stated this While journalists, after a closed-door meeting with President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa Abuja on Thursday, Ohanaeze said he formally presented a request regarding joint security operations to address the issue of killer herdsmen of the Southeast people, including the governors, leadership of Ohanaeze, leadership of CCOME, the clergy, bishops, and National Assembly members who would want to have an interaction with Buhari during the meeting. The governor stated, "We also told Mr. President about the foreign herdsmen that come to our land with AK-47. It has heightened tension in the region. They kill and maim our people, rape our women, and people are very much afraid of going to farms, and most of these people are in the thick bushes in the southeast. So we requested joint operation with security forces to flush these people out. We don't really have issues with our traditional herdsmen. Some of them have been living with us for quite a long time." Okay, this moment we'll embark on a short break. We will return soon and continue, so stay with us. Welcome back. You're still watching Sunrise Daily News Analysis on BIAFRA television and message program. I have in the studio. I also have an email, Mazi Elvis on the way. Of course, they are great analysts doing justice to what we have here, giving in-depth analysis of the happenings in the contraction called Nigeria. All right, on the one I just read before we went on the break, Mazi Elvis, why do you think Dave Umahi talked about the Fulani herdsmen being foreigners? When they released the communique, they never said anything about it, but immediately after he went to visit Jubril in Sudan, Jubril of Sudan, in Asorok, he came out and then started talking about the Fulani herdsmen being vigilantes. What do you think? What's going on? What has happened? Okay, Master Victor, what do you think about that? We have some issues that need to be resolved to get connected to him again.
Okay, well, what I think, I think that he has gone there to renew his stupidity because, you know, somebody that claims to be a leader, and he was on the news the other time after the teaching or beating of a Kweremado. You know, he was saying something else that they didn't prescribe IPOAB, they didn't do this, they didn't do that, they weren't against what we are doing. But all of a sudden, just because the Fulani herdsmen or whoever touched one of his properties in Abuja, and he went back there in order to meet with the slave masters to know exactly what is going on. And the Jubril al-Sudani in Asorok was kind of telling him, "What is wrong with you? Have you lost your senses? Why are you saying that you guys didn't prescribe IPOAB, and why are you trying to exempt yourself? Or do you want to lose everything you have here?" And immediately, if you see him, you know, the way he looked like his own mother, you know, having a handshake, bending his head, you know, collecting a handshake from Jubril al-Sudani, that goes a long way to tell you that this man is ready to sell the future of his own people for the little meat or the little gain he's going to make at the end of the day. Then after he came out from that very meeting, he changed to another type of chameleon, speaking from both sides of his mouth, blah, 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 blah. IPOAB can't do this to him, that he will travel anywhere he wants, that, you know, nothing will happen and all of that. That goes a long way to tell you that these people, they know what they are doing. They are evil, you know. People, they see how the northern governors used to do their own, and nobody questioned them about it. All of them, they combine forces together. They pressurize Goodluck Ebele Jonathan to stop the onslaught against the Boko Haram in the north, and they did everything. They support Hausa Fulani. I mean, they support the Fulani herdsmen that are ravaging and raping our women, destroying lives and properties. They have never come out one day to condemn them. But now, these people we called useless leaders in the southeast, their own brain is quite different. I don't even know what is going on in their mind. They think that if they, you know, there's one adage that says, the more you try to save the more harder you try to save your life, the more likely you are to lose that same life. Because if they are doing all those things just because they want to save their life, they will still die at the end of the day. One thing must kill a man. So why is it is it not right for them to die for something good than for them to die for something bad? Because Nigeria is not worth dying for. If you die for Nigeria, in fact, you are forgotten. Nobody will remember you for anything. But if you die for Biafra, you will live, you know, in a special place in our hearts forever. Even the next generation will know that you fought for their freedom, you fought for their cause. So these people now coming to say one thing or the other, they are going to proscribe the Fulani herdsmen or to stop their movement and all of that. Now they are changing the narratives. That goes a long way to tell you that they are unstable like water. They cannot stand in one place. They stand here, they stand there. You don't even know where they are standing. So it is very better for our people to begin to realize who they are and who they are dealing with and what they are up against. We are up against deceivers who mislead our people, lead them to their own death and deceive them. These are the people that tell you to come and campaign for them, do this and do that. They do all sorts of things. They waste the life of our people in order for them to get there. Now look at the interests of those people are no longer protected. Fulani herdsmen have the right now to go to anywhere in Biafran land and kill people, rape women and do anything they want to do, because they have a full people in the government house, and they believe with those kind of people, standing with them, nothing will happen at the end of the day. That is why they succeed in Enugu, they succeed in Ebonyi, they succeed everywhere they go. They are still succeeding because we have fools in the hand of tools. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Mazi Elvis, welcome back. So what do you think about this? Why is Dave Umahi, I don't know, do I say he's now defending the Fulani herdsmen by coming to tell the journalists, coming to tell the world that those who were arrested were not really Fulanis, but are foreigners, immediately after going to see Jubril in Asorok?
My sister, let me just tell you, Devil Imahia is just playing a script role that was given to him after his visit. Just watch him very well. Was he not the one that had a meeting with the governors at Enugu under 24 hours? An order came from the northern governors, the northern governors and the elders, that they don't have right to stop or ban the herdsmen. Now he was invited to correct his statement. Watch that very step. He was invited. He didn't go there on his own, because watch his portraying, how he portrayed. Immediately Jubril came out. He was portraying in allegiance that he was totally sorry for using overstatements by that very word that Fulanis are banned. They now told him that this is what you will say here and now, because the interview to the media was immediately after he went out from the Abuja villa, and that very villa, the interview was conducted there to make sure that what the script role that was given to him was appropriately stage managed very well. So for him to change that word, you find out that he's living under duress. He's doing under duress, under force, because if he didn't say it now, that those of the foreigners, that is speaking on behalf of the foreigners and not the herdsmen in the Nigeria, who is fooling who? If they are, what is different between the foreigners and who invited them, with which passport? With who sent them in, who brought them in, who allowed, where did they reside to? How do you know that these are the foreigners? Which means you know the foreigners, and you know my sister, these people are hallucinating. They have said David Umaru that he has crucified himself permanently in the entire Biafra land, because this last move right now has made him a typical I don't know how to, but he's we will give him a run anyway. We will give him a run. Why? Because he's dancing to the tone of the presidency of the zoo, the Jubril Cabal, Abakiale. Because if not, why must he change his statement? Because you know why they invited him? He is the leader of the Southeast governors. And they invited him to make that media, because Nigerians are very, the Fulanis are very smart. He made that very media speech to confuse the gullible and to change what he has said before. And since then, what has been happening? Let me just tell you, I found out that those governors there are just morons. They are just dummies. They are not there to govern you. They are fixed there and remoted and controlled by Abakiele and the Jubril. That is why you see them being playing like toys. Like what Charlie Boy said, their mumu don't upgrade now. So thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Mazi. Thank you. Let's look at the next one here. FG approves Ebonyi International Airport project. Government of Nigeria has approved the request for the construction of a new international airport in Ebonyi State following a request by Governor Dave Umahi. Minister of Aviation Hadi Sirika conveyed the approval in a letter to Governor Umahi, which was signed by the Director of Safety and Technical Policy, Captain T.A. Akale, on behalf of the ministry. The minister said the approval followed the visit of a technical team from the ministry and its agencies to the state on inspection of the proposed site for the airport. The minister said, "I'm directed to convey approval of the Honorable Minister of Aviation for the construction of state-owned and financed international airport on the inspected site." The minister, however, noted that the approval is subject to the state government's fulfillment of certain requirements. Okay, let's now go further. After the meeting, let's give a summary of what actually happened. Let me hear what you think. After the meeting with the Southeast governors here, this made a communique, they released a communique, and of course that happened after the beating of Ike Kuremado, after the cautioning, the advice given to Ike Kuremado in Germany after eating yam. Then they came back, had a meeting, talked about IPOB. They begged, they said, "We did not prescribe IPOB. That was a beg, and there is still room for us to talk." After that, after 24 hours, the home of Dave Umahi was invaded. His home in Abuja was invaded. 24 hours after that, he was invited to Aso Rock. After the visit to Aso Rock, he came out that same day, then talked about, he said, "We did not prescribe IPOB and we are not afraid of IPOB. We can travel anywhere we want." The next one, he then said, the Fulani herdsmen are not really Fulanis, they are foreigners. Then after that comes fulfillment of a promise. Ebonyi International Airport project has been approved, and mind you, it's an international airport, but to be financed and built by Ebonyi State. So now, can you tell me what actually is going on? I think people need to understand.
Well, exactly my point, my sister. What is really going on is that they are playing chinko with the brain of our people. They say before you see monkey, monkey don't see you. The more you look, the less you see. That is the game they are playing here.
As if they have guns, as if there was a gun on their head. You must have to go out there, meet the media, and correct this statement. Say this, say that. By the time you finish saying it, then we will do this.
No, it's not necessarily a gun. They don't necessarily need to have a gun on their head for them to do that, because they are subservient people. They believe in slavery. They believe in being subservient to the to the Goro eating Hausa Fulani people. They have been their slave for from time immemorial. So it's not anything new. Now, if they begin to renew the slavery, of course, all of them, there is no single one governor in Biafran land, or one, there is none of them in Biafran land can, boldly face up to those Fulani people and challenge them for the evil that is going on. So, like this script now that is being played, these people are just like state actors, They are playing a script that is given to them by their slave masters, and a kind of they are interpreting it very well. They had wanted to do something to save their own head. Now Jibril will tell him that, how can you say, if you concede to defeat against the indigenous people of Biafra, don't you know that we are almost finished and our game will be over? Because once we break this table, our game will just definitely come to an end. Don't you think we should play this hanky-panky game in order to prolong this game? Because they know that the zoo is crumbling every day. You read yesterday about the World Bank making a statement that Nigeria is dying slowly. This is coming from World Bank. But we in this people of Biafra can feel that Nigeria is even dying faster than the World Bank is seeing it, because any country that, you know, imports almost everything it consumes, that one should not be a country. A country that have a lot of crude oil and you exchange the crude oil with fuel, does that make any sense when you can even refine it yourself and get all the gains in it? That goes a long way to tell you that Nigeria is not built to survive. Nigeria is built to die. So what they want to do now is to prolong the suffering of the people, or to prolong their eventual death, because all of Nigeria is eventually going to die finally, but they want to prolong it a little bit so that it can enable them the little opportunity to steal. Haven't you taken a look at the rate of money that is being stolen in this very administration? What are they doing with all that money? All the money they are looting and packing in the north, they are doing it more or less because they want to survive with it, because they know if Biafra goes tomorrow, they will not have any other oil again to drink or to suck or what to survive on, because they are parasites that more or less live on something else to survive, or depends on sucking somebody's blood to survive. So what they are doing now is to, you know, connive with all these few fools we have among us, telling them, look, your future is secured once you betray the injustice of Biafra. Once you do this, do everything we tell you according to just what you read. They say you meet the demand. Is that not correct?
Yeah.
So the meeting the demand is, one of the demand is coming out to, you know, say all manner of hogwash against the injustice of Biafra, telling them they can't do anything now. I will travel anywhere I want.
You know, indirectly, in fact it's directly, he just renounced everything in that communique.
Yeah, the communique that
without having another meeting with the governors.
Because he is the mouthpiece of the Southeast governor as their chairman. So
this is interesting.
He feels that he has the veto power.
Is it that he feels, or the pressure?
Coupled with the pressure.
And others should understand as well.
Others are also
they know.
He went there more or less to represent them. You know, he went there to meet Jubri in order to represent them, to say, I'm coming on behalf of this, my people. Look at what is happening. IPOB have now a kind of put us in a box. So what are we going to do since we have been placed under this box? He said, come out and me. After all, are you not the governor? Are you not the saboteurs? Are you not the monkeys and baboons we have over there? Come out and make statement that IPOB doesn't have any strength to do anything. At least the rest of the world will believe you that yes, IPOB can't do anything to you.
This is really shameful. So it's really shameful.
It goes a long way to.
So it means the meeting they had, the time they wasted, the resources,
all the money, everything is gone.
Invalid.
Completely gone.
The meeting they had here became automatically invalid.
Useless.
Interesting. Okay, let's look at the next one. Buhari does not know where he kept his WAEC result, and that's the same man that is, that is controlling the educated ones, controlling people like Engineer Dave Omahi. Oh, that's really, really pathetic. Okay, so let's read what we have here. The Minister of Information and Culture, Alhaji Lai Mohammed, has said that President Muhammadu Buhari does not know where he kept his WAEC certificate. Controversies have continued to surround President Buhari's educational qualification, with the belief in some quarters that he does not possess a senior secondary school result. President Buhari himself had recently told the Presidential Election Petition Tribunal Court that there is no law in Nigeria that requires him to produce his certificate in a bid to prove his eligibility to run for presidency. Buhari argued that under the 1999 Constitution, he was only required to be educated. And appearing on Channels Television on Thursday, Lai Mohammed argued that a man who finished secondary school since about 53 years ago may not have known where he kept his WAEC certificate. He pleaded with Nigerians to pardon President Buhari. According to Mohammed, 53 years after a fellow has left secondary school, 53 years, I think we should pardon him because he has not even known where he kept it. Mazi Nnamdi, what do you have to say about this on Channels Television? And happens to be a president of the giant of Africa, saying to the world, my WAEC certificate, if I do not know where I kept my WAEC certificate. What does it sound like?
My sister, number one is that you have to diagnose and dissect properly the meaning of the man speaking, the meaning of his name. His name stands for Lai Muhammad, which means he has nothing like truth in his DNA. He continues to lie. This is the man that came up to say that due to the oppression, the surgery that Jubri had undergone, they cut the vein that transfers and translates his fufude. Nigerians keep quiet, that they cannot speak fufude. Then he now said that we should pardon him, whether you like it or not. If you speak anything on behalf against what he has said, you just add that word pardon to look friendly, as if that they have the Nigerians at heart, that they should pardon the president, that they forgot his secondary school certificate.
Sorry,
number one.
You know, don't also forget he talked about the height of the president. He was the same person who said after his surgery and everything, his height shortened and he was advised to start wearing a high shoe.
A lot. You know, these people are playing with the brain of those of them that call themselves elites, learned people, connected, educated people. You know, then this man came up now to say that he has forgotten. Mark that word, forgotten. If you have forgotten the name of the school, and the school at that very time still have your data, your receipts, your everything you need concerning what you have forgotten, why can't you go back to that school and require for that, and the school will provide it for you? Number one, let me just tell you, they came up last time to say that somebody said, not somebody, one army officer said that Buhari did not go to secondary school. If he has gone to secondary school, then you should tell them the name of the secondary school. Number one, I want our BIAFRAs to listen. The Lai Muhammad said 50-something years ago. Now, which means Buhari was, when he was alive, he was 20 years plus when he entered secondary school, of which is a black and lie. You can only be 11 or 12 years to enter secondary school. 20-something years, you talk about graduating out from university. Now, what happens? Why should it be 20-something years he was not coming out from the secondary school? Is he not lying? This is fallacious, sugar-coated, fabricated, or that is undiluted atomic ballistic missile that could even, when you put it in the river, all the fishes in that river will die instantly. These people don't have conscience. They don't really think, they don't even know, they don't even know that they are talking to people that God has given an intellect, a kind of intelligence to reason. You know, they should stop all these things. These people, you don't just do Chibo and also, they are busy peddling lies, confusing people, and they, months, years are passing by. Those of their manifesto, none of them since 5 years or 6 years plus, none of them has been implemented, yet they are still chasing shadow, lying and continue to lie. My sister, these people, well, they let them continue. Thank you very much.
Of course, according to our First Lady, she said, continue. They should continue, according to Patience Jonathan. So they should continue. All right, this moment we're back on a break, and of course I'll call out our call-in numbers for you to call in. Call us on WhatsApp, call us on phone, call us on Skype and Facebook. Our WhatsApp number is 0905 6608583. Our WhatsApp line once again 0905 6608583. Then our phone line 0702 03537006. 0702 03537006. That's our phone line. Call us on Skype and Facebook. Our Skype and Facebook ID is at Sunrise BTV. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. And when we return, we'll begin to take your calls.
is the king. Stripe on is about to go down. Can't nobody take what belongs to us.
DJ Risky,
The real prince. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore, anymore. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore. Biafra, we are down for you to come alive. Biafra, we are down for you to come alive. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore, anymore. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us. I'm a Biafran, son of King of Kings. Tell me who's not that show saboteurs. Saboteurs every day, hitting us hard. Same old shit, lambs, I know them by their names. Don't really give a fuck about what they do on the shit they say. They low money more, so they sold the south. You know, divide the road, don't walk no more. Cause IPOAB put us through. No guns, no guns, we don't play no games. Still go fight to the end of this earth, and we'll never go stop till we get our freedom. On Biafra we stand. To hell with them criminals, Nigeria, Britain, fucking gold diggers, all-time haters. Get off our land, we don't want you here. And if you catch head fellas, we don't really care. Get them thieves off our land. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore, anymore. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore. Biafra, we are down for you to come alive. Biafra, we are down for you to come alive. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore, anymore. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore. Yeah, it's a brother King Child, man, never gonna stop till we get our freedom. First and false with indigenous people, owners of the land, you don't put in here. Therefore first I put it out there. No, you don't come through when I come through. Look around you, who do you see? Children of the most high God in here. BBC, fake news everywhere. Genocidal, subjugate, keep blowing your lies. Relegate Biafra to the background. Long live the queen, long live in hell. You kill 6 million, you claim it's wrong. Biafra genocide is Biafra Holocaust. Biafra blood rests on your conscience. Lied about the war, you lied about your kills. 18 your own was all top stolen. Loyalty should have killed also when you had the chance. Now we are here to speak and tell the truth. Desert dwellers, suicidal pressures, Fulani herdsmen, go back to where you came from. We don't want ya. Biafra, we here and we still go live in the land of the rising sun. Biafra, prepare some parasites, leave us the fuck alone. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore, anymore. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore. Biafra, we are down for you to come alive. Biafra, we are down for you to come alive. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore, anymore. People of the land of the rising sun, can't nobody take away what belongs to us anymore. Nigeria, breathe in. Biafra don't owe you nothing. Get off our back.
Welcome back. You're still watching Sunrise Daily News Analysis on Biafra Television. And of course, this is the time for you to call in and make your contributions. Let's hear from you. What do you think based on the issues, the headlines we've discussed so far? Call us on WhatsApp, call us on phone, call us on Skype, call us on Facebook. Our WhatsApp number is 0905 6608 583. Our WhatsApp line once again 0905 6608 583. Then our direct line 0702 0353706. Call us on our direct line once again 0702 0353706. Our Skype and Facebook is at Sunrise Day TV. Call us, let's hear from you. What's your take? What do you think about what we've discussed so far? Caller on the phone, hello.
My name is Gimmick. I'm calling from Enugu Province, Biafra land.
You are welcome.
Yeah. I want to contribute on that issue of killing the Biafrans in South Africa, and they are calling Nigerians. You know that whenever Mazi Chidera is calling a little Biafra in South Africa, you know that he is broadcasting from Johannesburg, South Africa. We always say that. And you know this attack happened on that part of Johannesburg, South Africa. This is a plan. This is a plan. They don't know how to cover it up. They don't know even how to cover it up. They are using all the governors they have converted, and they have exchanged their blood they have removed blood, and they have added their own Fulani blood. That is called whatever his name is. That is running from South Africa to Nigeria, talking rubbish. And then the rest of them that they have added Hausa blood in their blood. They have removed everything that concerns in their blood, and they have added Hausa Fulani blood to their own blood. They are talking rubbish. This is a planned deal. Maybe the methods that from that attack, they may go to kill Mazi Chidera or those Biafran people. What do you know that Chukwukabiyama will always protect his own? See how they are covering up. Now they are talking. From the other side, they saying the other day, Nigeria should take measure. But the pregnant woman that died in the village, they opened this and bring out a child and kill that child, and that woman died just like that. He never commented, he never said anything. But this one, they are running up and down, talking rubbish for the world to see that they are talking, they are saying something. They are not saying anything. Inside, they are even encountering a big Biafra land. But I know Chukwukabiyama will destroy them and take them away one day. May Chukwukabiyama bless all of you. May Chukwukabiyama protect all Biafrans and God leader. As he is going all through the world, may he be protected from his enemies and from the Zoo country. The king of Biafra should take on everywhere they are. They should go to the government of that place.
Alright, we'll have another call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp, good morning. Please make sure before you call to turn the volume of your listening device. Turn down the volume of your listening device before you call, please. I'm listening. Please make sure before you call this line, the studio lines, make sure you tune down the volume of your listening device. Whatever you are listening with, tune it down or turn it completely off so that we can have effective communication. Because if there is a hole back there, then we cannot communicate effectively. Keep the calls coming in. Our WhatsApp lines are open. You can call us on Skype and call us on Facebook. I have another call on WhatsApp. Call on WhatsApp, good morning. Please turn down the volume of your listening device.
Please, call that very person out, please. We don't have much time.
All right, call on the phone. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning and welcome to the program. Please tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Hello.
Hello, we can hear you. Are you listening? Good morning and welcome to the program.
Yeah.
Tell us your name and where you are calling from.
Hello.
All right, please make sure before
Hello.
you call this number, turn down the volume of your listening device and listen through your phone so that we can have effective communication. We have a call on the phone. Call on the phone. Good morning. Hello, call on the phone. Good morning. Are you there? We seem to have lost him. All right, keep the calls coming in. This is Sunrise Daily News Analysis, and we've been discussing a lot of issues. Of course, we would appreciate you if you make your own contribution, and if you have any question you would like to get some clarification, you can also call to me to ask your question, and we'll give you the appropriate answer. We have a call on the phone. Call on the phone. Good morning.
Morning. Shabbat Shalom, dear friends.
Please tell us where you're calling from.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Please tell us where you're calling from.
Okay. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, coming from your province, BIAFRA land.
All right, you're welcome to the program. Please go ahead and make a contribution.
I am very happy for the program that is going on. This goes a long way to educate our people. So let them know where they come from, because you don't need anybody to tell you your story. So that's exactly what you guys are doing there, and we are happy and proud of what is going on. I want to comment on basically on what Ebonyi State Governor and Engineer Dave Ohanaeze said in Asorok. I think that it is a conspiracy and the hypocrisy of the highest order. It's not really something that started today. We know that they would try to do anything that is disposable and available to them in the highest order to touch the effort of the indigenous peoples of. But one thing is certain: nobody, no human being, no force can stop BIAFRA. We continue to do what they are doing. Why they are doing what they are doing, at the end of the day, the weaker force will now give way to the superior force. And you know that the Biafran force is the nature. The Nigerian force and the Southeast governors forces are the forces of evil. And that is why it will wake. So, I only want to remind them that a sin against oneself remains a sin against him. And it will go down in the free book that so and so person has at one time or the other committed this burdensome crime, because it is a heinous crime for one to sin against history, for one to sin against himself. Let them turn away from their evil, for the days are numbered. They cannot continue to dwell in that pretenses and the deception, in the premises of falsehood, because Nigeria was built on the premises of falsehood. And anything that is built on the falsehood cannot stand. I don't know how long will it take all these our political rulers to keep trading on deception and the pretenses. Have they not told us enough? Have they not known us enough? What exactly are their interests? So, these are just the little few words I want to say in regard to that. Thank you, and God bless you, people.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Bless you too. Of course, whatever anyone does is in record, is on record. What the Southeast governors are doing is already on record. That we will hold them accountable in due time. Hello, call on the phone.
Hello.
Yeah, what's the name? Where are you calling from? Good morning from here.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Go ahead.
Hello? Hello?
You are not listening. You are not listening. That's why you cannot hear us. Sorry about that. Call us, and of course, when you call, ensure you tune down the volume of your listening device and listen to your phone so that we can communicate effectively. Hello, call on the phone. Call on the phone. Hello. Call on the phone. Are you there? Hello. Good morning from here.
This is Christian now. Good morning.
Thank
first
you.
of all, I want to thank you guys for the great job you guys are doing. I want to quickly comment on the xenophobia attack in South Africa. The issue I want to raise up this time is the issue of tagging all Igbos there as criminals, supposedly by Yorubas in particular and some other countries. Because I found that when any criminal activity is committed, these people do attribute it to Igbos. And it seems that our people
Okay, we lost that call due to poor network. Please don't forget to reach out to us and partner with us to keep this place running. Partner with us to keep Sunrise running, because we must continue until Biafra is restored, no going back. We have come, and all hands must be on deck to make it a reality. Hello, call on the phone.
Hello?
Hello? What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Hello? Morning, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, my name is Obasiwila Mugunda. So, I'm from African sector, from the province of Biafra. Am I coming out clear?
Go ahead. If you are not, I will tell you you are not.
Okay, please, I will not really know.
Okay, you have to call back, please. We dropped your call because we are asking, am I coming out clear? It's good you know why we dropped your call. So when you call again, you won't continue asking us, am I coming out clear? That's very bad. All right, we'll have a call on WhatsApp. Hello. Hello? Call on WhatsApp, can you hear me?
My name is Young Ozochukwu Onukufo from Imo State. First of all, I want to get, there is my people at Enugu, they want to register. They say they don't know where or how to register first. And there is my people at Anam Onocha. They want to register as well. So there was a mass up before, but I have already tell them about IPOB, so now they want to register in IPOB, so they don't know how. So I want to
can you hear me?
Information so that I can.
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, you have to contact us again after the program. After the program, contact us.
Sorry?
We will direct you. After the program, call us back.
Okay,
call us again.
Okay, thank you.
Another
thing I want to
drop the name
I want to
and the
add
contact.
in that.
Go ahead.
Okay. What I want to add in that xenophobic attack in South Africa, you know, this thing happened 2008. First, it started on 2008. This thing happened. Nigeria government didn't take any action. That one ended. It happened again in year 2000 before 2017. The one that happened before this one. This is 3 times. This one now is the 3rd time. This one is heavily. Now, because I stay in South Africa, so I stay in South Africa. So this thing now, what they did, I don't know, is Nigeria government. It's Nigeria government. They are tried by any means to destroy our brothers, Igbos. Because why? They know that they don't travel. They don't travel. It's please Biafrans. You understand? So, and this thing happened that they didn't take any action. They don't want to do anything. So I don't know other ones. They say that engineer or again what those that is educated. I don't know where their education is. Is someone who doesn't have a school certificate, who didn't go to secondary school, is ruling Nigeria, where there is engineers and what on in this country. That is what I don't know. And then reason from their annuals. And then reason from their annuals. They call themselves educated people. My sister, please let God give us Biafra so that we can handle them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. So when after the program, just chat us up on WhatsApp, and then we'll get you connected to the coordinators in those areas you mentioned, so that they will contact those people who wants to join IPOB family. You know, but sometimes I'm baffled when you hear someone chat me up from Aba, say I want to join IPOB family in Aba. Like, IPOB is everywhere. Your closest neighbor is an IPOB. You know, they go to protests, they go to meetings, you see them. Yet you say you want to join IPOB. All right, hello, what's the name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, I can use Fulani.
Can you speak up? We can't hear you, please.
I beg your pardon, sorry.
I said speak up.
Hello.
Speak into the microphone so we can hear you.
Okay. Let me shift out. Okay. Like I said before, very clear now, so I can talk. Okay. Like I said before, I was talking about people who are, for example, there are some people who are the different cause, but they are saying they don't like the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
Sorry, I'm stressing my ear to hear you. I think you have to call back, please. Thank you so much. Please call back. Call on WhatsApp. Hello. Hello. Okay, we lost the call. Please call back again. Call us back so that we can hear you. And when you call, ensure you tune down the volume of your listening device. And of course, speaking to your phone microphone as well. Speaking to the microphone so that we can hear you very, very well. Just like the last caller, we didn't even hear a thing from all he said. So please try and call back. We have another caller there. Call on WhatsApp. Hello. Hello. What's the name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning. I can hear you. Good morning.
Thank you so much.
This is Sunday speaking from Lagos.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'm from Anambra, but I reside in Lagos.
Okay.
I want to find a way to join a baby family here in Lagos. So I couldn't find any means to do that. I don't know if you guys can help out.
Okay, after now, just chat us up on WhatsApp, send your name, your contacts, and then your phone number, your contact address, then your phone number. It will be sent to the coordinators and they will reach out to you.
Okay, I've done that on this particular line. I've done that before. It's just that I lost my contact.
Questions. Yeah, most times our coordinators are not really, I must say most times they're not really living up to expectations. I've sent lots of contacts, lots of names to our coordinators, but yet they are yet to respond. So please, we have to do that again. Just exercise little patience. Thank you. And of course, if you are a coordinator listening, watching this program, please, we need to live up to expectations. We need to know what we are doing. The moment names are sent to you, always tell people to join IPOB, join IPOB. And when we send contacts, they end up not contacting the people. Even in diaspora, even here in Biafra land, it's discouraging, really, really discouraging. We'll have a caller there. Hello.
Hello, good morning, Madam Gozi.
Okay, you're welcome to the program.
Good morning. Thank you. Good morning, Mazi Victor.
Good morning,
Mazi, God bless you. Good morning. Good morning, God bless you. My name is Chidebere. I'm calling from Paris, France.
You're welcome.
Your topic this morning is very, very awesome. Very, very fantastic. I love that. My contribution is concerning our people in South Africa. I want to Nigerian government, the cabals, they are the people that is causing what is happening in South Africa, because they want to destroy we Biafrans in South Africa, because they know that Biafrans, we are the people that are doing business in South Africa, and that business will our family. We build a good home in Biafra land, some of them, but government don't want it. For example, I have a friend of my junior brother. He came back from Malaysia. From Malaysia, he came back there. That was last year. When the EFCC traced his account, I don't know how they traced his account. I saw that the guy has around 60 million naira in his account. They went and arrest the boy. When they arrest the guy, they enter into negotiation with the guy. We saw such amount of money, this, that, and we are going to know that such is a very big amount of money to be in your account. What are you doing in Malaysia? This, that. They started to intimidate the guy, but the guy refused. They said, okay, the guy, what they will do, if they continue with this case, the guy might go to jail, but they have to share the money 50-50. Then they will leave the guy. The guy said that he's not going to share any money with them. This is his money that he wants to use it and invest at home. He's a Biafran. When they see that the guy doesn't want to cooperate with them, they frame the guy up, they charge the guy, we take the guy to court, they lock the guy, frame him up, lock him, charge the guy to court. Now the guy is serving, they charge him money laundering. So they are doing everything possible to frustrate our Biafrans. Both people in diaspora, both people at home. They want to suffer us. We don't know what to do. Our mothers cannot go to farm again. They want to starve us to our people at home. So the Nigerian government is not. The policy that are given to we Biafrans is just to eliminate all of us. But our politicians, those influencers, don't want for me. They don't want to hear. And that's just what our leader is telling them all this while. Look at Devil Omai going to bow to a foreigner in Asurok. Going to bow for a foreigner in Asurok. For nothing. Just to humiliate his people. Just to tarnish the welfare of his people. This is what our Southeast governors are doing. They are doing it for their own good, so that our people will remain perpetual poverty. Our people will not know what is happening, what is good or what is right. They want to control our people like how the Fulani is controlling their own people. They want to subdue us to nothing, so that their children, after them, their children will come up and rule us. But this time, it will not go away. They will suffer because IPOB is around, because IPOB will never allow that to happen again.
All right.
We are going.
Can you please summarize?
And they will have, shame will be on them. We are going and shame will be on them.
They say
very soon. And God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Of course, we are being intimidated at home. We are also being intimidated in diaspora. We are being maltreated everywhere. But the question a lot of our people have failed to ask themselves is, why us? Why are we the ones always being maltreated and intimidated? Why are they trying to stop us? By the time you ask yourself that question, you will get the answer. And of course, no one will tell you to join IPOB. No one will tell you to fight for your freedom. Call on the phone. Hello. All right, we lost that call. We have just 8 minutes to go and we'll draw the curtain. So we'll be taking just one more call. Just one more call and we will draw the curtain. Hello, call on the phone.
Good morning, my sister.
Thank you so much. What's the name and where are you calling from?
Yeah. My name is Felix Otiye. Good morning. Hello?
We can hear you.
Good
What's
morning.
your name? Where are you calling from? Then go ahead and make your contribution.
Yeah, I'm calling from Aba. I just want to greet you people for what you are doing, for the good work. My name is Felix Otiye. I'm calling from Aba.
You're listening to your device. Thank you so much. Next time when you call, do not listen to your device. You are. If you are listening to your device, that's why you heard the second statement, which I made, a few seconds ago. Sorry about that. Okay, we have another caller there, the last caller for today. Hello, caller, what's up?
Hello, good morning, Mazi. Mazi Victor.
Good morning, Wachineke.
And what, I greet all you.
Ndewo. You're welcome.
And I'm Victor. Every song the way, I greet you all.
Wachineke, thank you very much.
I'm calling from Hamburg, Germany. My name is Collins from Imo State, Himembano. My contribution goes on this, whether it's Mahi who they say that it's about to build airport or whatever. Anything he like, let him do. If you like, the whole Ebony State, it's not our problem. All we want is BIAFRA. The director of indigenous people of BIAFRA, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I greet him all, and I pray that this journey is about to go to Brussels, and I pray that God will be his guardian.
You see?
And again, I want to contribute also in this platform, because I heard that the platform is not going well, so I don't know how to participate. Or is it after the program? Then
after the program. Kindly call us back immediately after the program. That's about 10 minutes after now.
Okay. Then I will call after the program.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much.
God bless you.
Bless you. All right, we'll have just a few minutes now. We'll be drawing the curtain here for today. So before we go, Mazi Elvis, what message do you have for our people before we go?
My message is very simple. It's just that I want to tell Biafrans right now to be resolute. Because we have only but one step. Biafra is very close to us, and we should have to spread this very gospel, most importantly on the areas of supporting the media, I mean the BTV, because we have been clamoring, and we have all it takes to have people that could come up and take it upon themselves and make sure that this very gospel didn't stop. So we appreciate most of them that are kind of doing something on the ground. And some other Biafrans hook up to support us. And I am signing out from here. I will meet you again, same session, same time.
Thank you.
My name still remains, as we all know, Mazi Elvis. I sign out from here.
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, Mazi, what message do you have for our viewers?
All right, thank you very much, Biafrans are not lovers of freedom, even the enemies of freedom. I want you to understand one thing, that freedom is not given. Freedom is taken. Freedom is sacrosanct for all mankind, and we are fighting to liberate mankind from the shackle of slavery. That is what Biafra is all about, is freedom of all mankind. And with what is happening now, it goes a long way to tell you that we are at our destination points. We cannot go back because we don't know where else to go from here. So we have to keep pushing forward until something happens, and that thing that is going to happen is the Biafran restoration. So I encourage you, Biafrans, especially the IPOB members, anywhere you are, you guys are wonderful. Continue doing the good work, and those of you who have not joined IPOB family, try the best you can to join IPOB family, and that is how we can save ourselves from this impending cataclysm. My name is still Mazi Victor Onyido. Until I join you, same time, same station by tomorrow. Say bye for now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, viewers, thank you so much. For those who wish to support Sunrise Daily, please chat us up on WhatsApp immediately after now. And of course, for those who are seeking for account number, we cannot call it on air, so please chat us up and then it will be sent to you on WhatsApp or Facebook. Thank you so much for joining us. I remain Ngozi Chukwuka. Stay tuned as more wonderful programs will be coming your way after now. And don't forget to join us again, same time, same station tomorrow. Bye for now.
Baby. Always on point. You already know.
At all times, I speak truth. Like I've always said, if you speak the truth, you die. If you lie, you die. It's better to speak the truth and die.
Yes, it be true. If a president is lifeless and his cabinet are heartless, all the agenda be the ruthless. How we go take over? How we go take see front? As our president is lifeless and his cabinet are heartless, all the agenda we the ruthless. How we go take over? How we go take see front? Which way? Nigerians which way? Which way? I beg of you, next level. Which way? Buhari which way? We no one go again, for you say we must go. Shall we go with pains? Tell us for this go slow. You promise for your next level. Say you go make sure say you shame devil. But there is nothing about you that is truthful. Such your next evil. You never recover from your change. When you carry on so put inside cage. Every man expect to see another face. Pass we flip your peer for the next page. Nigerian people that they cry. Biafran people wish to go. Back up another 4 years of Russia because I was a Fulani. Still if a president is lifeless and his cabinet are heartless, all the agenda are the ruthless. How we go take over? How we go take see front? As our president is lifeless and his cabinet are heartless, all the agenda we the ruthless. How we go take over? How we go take see front? Which way? Nigerians which way? Which way? I beg of you, next level. Which way? Buhari which way? Our democracy is in trouble because Abacha don't resurrect. Man and Genyen so good problem. Like a fella don't reincarnate. My people suffering and smiling. Nobody won't fight for the right. Every man they fear to die. But if you check, some are living dead. Our biggest problem is religion. Many Christian leaders they manipulate. While some Muslims have been brainwashed. Save the key, they go make heaven. Says now you're on the top grass. They make Ghana, they show class. Says the whole giant, take this no. agenda with the ruthless. How we go take over? How we go take it front? Which way? Nigerians which way? Which way? Emeka Bayinje. Next level. Which way? Buhari which way? Which way? Emeka Bayinje. Next level. Leno Amalo. Agadi Amalo. Iguna Ndala. Onu Chala Wala. Always on point. See you ready now.
Man of choice.
Now be there, yes.